I do hope my videos are relaxing, but they're not quite ASMR, except this one. Anyway, I'm a bit nasal right now because I just got over a cold. I'm really, really happy because the weather is rainy, my favorite. I wanted to go ahead and talk about something about my books right now. While we're in sort of limbo between putting up the revised versions of my books, putting up the new book covers for my books. My books tend to be very traditionally clean and family friendly, and unfortunately sometimes that means leaving out LGBT representation. Sometimes it means not talking about like adult topics like relationships or, you know, sex or I don't know. Just the word traditional when applied to film makes me think of stories in which minorities do not have a huge role. So by my books being traditional, that kind of came with the territory. And I mean, I have to forgive myself a little bit. I wasn't as aware then as I am now about representation. So, yeah. I'm excited about my books that I've already put out. I'm excited to work on them, but it does frustrate me a little bit that I haven't contributed to as much minority representation as I could. My way of remedying that, what I'm going to try to put towards that in the best way that I can is continuing publishing my webcomic with the female protagonist and a lot of cool female characters coming up. And also Fairy Tale 2, which has the best female characters I've ever had in fiction before. I'm not sure they're the best ever, but it's a step, small steps. And then my next book that I want to work on is has more minority representation with like ethnicities. So I feel like I'm crawling though. Books and comics take so long that at this point I feel like I'm not getting my shot at putting forth what I want to be in the world. I mean, I know I'm still young, like I'm only 24, so there's still plenty of time for me to write the kind of books that I want to write now. And maybe by the time that I'm 40, I'm still going to be working on books that I'm dreaming of now that have more representation, and maybe then I'll be like, oh, I didn't realize something else that I wanted to put into the world. I'm sure my vision will always keep changing. So I'm definitely not going to keep editing my books from the past. I'm definitely going to put the seal on that pretty soon and move forward so that I can move into what I think needs to be said now. I think someone said that it's that whole be the change you want to see in the world thing. Like, the point of writing a book, I feel like, is always inherently because you see something wrong in the world, or at least it should be because you see something wrong in the world and you want to say something about it, something that no one else is saying. And there's so much that no one else is saying. There's so much that no one else is saying that I feel like it's a crime to just go with the flow when it comes to writing. It's a crime. Like, you're going to have a voice, you're going to put so much time and energy and effort into something creative, something that people are going to intake and read and gather culture from and morals from, then I think it's your duty to put in what you can that's not being said, that needs to be said. Give voices to those who don't have any. And I feel that I'm not doing that enough, but I'm doing it the best that I can. Yeah. All that I can hope is that by the end of this year, I will have wrapped up Fairy Tale and, at least then I can be working on Fairy Tale 2, which has a little bit better, and at least then I can be publishing Android, which has a little bit better representation. But I mean, I still want my books to be family friendly. Like, the Epic Place was always meant to be sort of a family friendly type of place, but I don't want that to mean no representation, you know? I want that to include queer characters. I want that to include all kinds of ethnicities. I want that to include people with disabilities. I want that to include, you know, different ages and everything. So, but I feel it'll be interesting to see how that ends up happening with the brand that I've kind of created. Anyway, I just kind of wanted to sit down and have a little chat with you today, and that's something that's been on my mind. I'm still working on finishing up Fairy Tale. I'm mostly waiting to get back my final files to finalize my books that are already on my site and like release Fairy Tale 2.0. But yeah, after that, then I'll be able to get on to Fairy Tale 2 and publishing Android. So, thank you so much for watching. Tell me in the comments below what representation you would like to see more of in media, because I do need to start thinking about what people actually want to see, especially in young adult novels, sci-fi and fantasy novels like I write. And until I see you again, please always remember that we are epic heroes today and every day of our lives. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.